Welcome back to the Imaginary Gallery. This is TJ, your host. Tonight's topic is something I've covered once before on my own, but tonight I figured I would include the contributions of Thomas Sheridan from his book, Puzzling People, The Labyrinth of the Psychopath, the Psychopath. The topic of discussion is something very important, which is difficult to understand sometimes, which I mentioned in my other old video, which I looked in the archives and found. It has to do with two simple words: no contact. Sheridan expands it to 4 NCEA. No contact ever again. Either one is fine as far as I'm concerned. I figured I would take you down his road of no contact, and of course, to avoid copyright violations, we'll put it in a little bit of my own words. So let's begin. There is no gray area in this approach. Once you've identified this creature, predator, psychopath, sociopath, whatever cluster B monster it is, you must walk away from them and leave them for good. Do not be worried that maybe you might be hurting their feelings. These creatures do not have access to the same types of emotions that you do, and consequently they really cannot be hurt. And this part's tough to take, but you were never anything more to this creature than an object. You may have provided them with everything from a social status to giving them a roof over their head, giving them a swimming pool to enjoy laps every morning. You were never a human being to them. All of their love was fake. It was a performance designed to manipulate you. Now, if this creature walks away from you, then the no contact ever again rule still applies. The person you thought this creature was actually a persona only, and remains nothing other than a carefully crafted piece of theater designed to work you. That fake persona is now obsolete to this creature. Any promise the persona made that you still have hope may be fulfilled has long since been discarded by this creature as irrelevant. Now, if you find yourself mourning the good old days, you think you may miss this creature, you have to remember that what you think you miss is not this person. It is the persona. The creature who created the persona is a murderer of your hopes, your dreams, faith, trust, belief, and above all, the manipulative persona they created just for you. They killed it. Yes, they murdered it. The no contact ever again rule also includes blocking these creatures from your social media accounts, instant messaging, phone numbers, and all other personal access to you. In the same way, you act decisively to keep your kitchen free from cockroaches, or your attic free from rats. It has nothing to do with being vindictive or spiteful. You are dealing with a pest that endangers your health and your quality of living. Now, after you implement this no contact ever again rule, you may find yourself having vivid and highly symbolic dreams about this creature. One lady that contacted the author through YouTube told him that she had dreams about this creature that were unlike any dreams she had ever had in her entire life. Very intense and loaded with metaphor. Other people have told the author that the creatures themselves never actually appear in these dreams, but the scenarios where the creature is expected to arrive yet never does are common. This is your unconscious mind telling you that the longed-for person never existed to begin with. Keeping a dream diary or journal during this period can greatly aid with the healing process. Understand that the initial aftershocks of a relationship with one of these monsters is almost identical to the symptoms suffered by a person with post-traumatic stress disorder, especially if you were in a long-term relationship with this creature. This can be particularly painful for parents of psychopathic adult children. Flesh and blood means nothing to these creatures, other than being a potential useful backup plan should the need arise. A psychopathic adult child is not capable of being loved or giving love. They will not be emotionally damaged if you kick them to the curb. They don't care other than they may have to find someone else to constantly bail them out. This often results in this creature finding an enabler to marry soon afterwards. It is also very important to sever any material links you may have that run back to this creature. These creatures hate the no contact ever again strategy because it puts them in the position of no longer having any control over their targets and no pernicious pathway back into their lives. Many times this creature will leave items of value with the target, perhaps books, CDs, antiques, keepsakes, whatever that belong to a deceased parent. You must mail these items back to the creature ASAP. If you cannot locate the creature's new whereabouts, sell the items and give the money away to charity. If it comes down to dumping them in the trash, then do it. Now, here we go with one slight disagreement with the author. He's saying no contact ever again, but then he's saying to ship these creatures' things back to them. And I could potentially see that action as being like some kind of invitation of the target to the creature they're trying to go no contact with. But that is not addressed. That's just a personal opinion. The creature's mother's photo album has no real sentimental value to the creature at all. They leave belongings in your home as a method of reestablishing contact should the need arise. And they will use it as an excuse to re-enter your life as though they are waving a promissory note. Once the creature abandons you, you're not responsible for their possessions or any gifts they presented you with. Neither should you consider these objects as any kind of keepsake. Looking at them will bring up memories and feelings which are so disgustingly toxic, and they will pollute your soul. This is partly the reason why the creature left it with you. The creature might bury a dead pet of theirs in your garden and making a big performance of the whole thing. So they'll always have a reason to come and visit you later, and you'll be placed in the awkward position of having to defend your humanity by not letting them come to your house to see their poor dead pet's grave. Know this: the dead cat or dog was buried in your garden for this very reason. You owe the creature nothing. They are not coming to grieve their beloved pet. They are testing and tugging the hook that they have or once had in you. If they painted the walls of your house black, then repaint them white. Destroy all physical traces of their existence. All they'll do is drain your emotional energy and remind you of the vampiric nature of the monster. The creature committed persona suicide when they decided to no longer play a certain role to manipulate you with. And what use does a dead person have for all their stuff? They chose to kill off their own fake persona. Let them deal with all of the consequences of doing this. They want to play dead? Fair enough. Then let's play that game completely. Once you have implemented the no contact ever again rule, you are on the path to recovery. Learn from the experience, and you will have a more full and more meaningful life in the long run. The only good creature is one which is nowhere near you.
Hi, it's me, the one of your dreams, I am the Psychopath. I am the and you're gonna get a
whipping.
tonight. I'd like to look again.
I'm in here. As a matter of fact, you know, honey, I'm your new host.
Is retarded.
Oh my god, I don't know what's wrong with TJ's recording equipment. I've been hearing echoes. I don't think they belong. Maybe I messed something up when I was messing with the wires. I'm not sticking around this place too much longer, so I've done what I had to do.
If you don't see TJ anymore, don't come looking for me, because I have no idea where he is. Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Hi, I'm having a gate shifter issue. It helps my alternate personas, but it's just not right yet. Hold on. Oh, there you go. Glad that's over.
But you are in that chair, Blanche. But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair. She's got Betty Davis eyes.